Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's midweek devotional as a part of the faith community of University United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. I'm so thankful you decided to join us this week. And if you haven't gotten a chance to meet me yet, my name is Joseph LeBouef. Most of you will probably refer to me as Joe, and I am the new youth director here at University United Methodist Church. And so if you noticed, I'm outside today. It's a very beautiful day outside, and we're actually going to talk more about that. But first, I want you all to get a chance to meet me a little bit. So I'm originally from Houma, Louisiana, a hop, a skip, and a jump away, an hour and a half, 2 hours to the southwest of here. I just finished my degree in music performance at Muni State University in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I've served on staff at Camp Wiskachita Retreat Center, the sister camp of Camp Estruma, the one y'all are probably more familiar with in this area. And so now I'm here as a very grateful member of University United Methodist Church. And so, as I mentioned earlier, I'm outside. It's a beautiful day. The fall weather has arrived. And so, why not go outside and enjoy it, get the time to talk. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about seasons. And so, before coming here as the youth director, I was looking for jobs. Very much so. I was getting close to graduating in May. Just trying to figure out what the next step of my career path would be. And so looking at that. And so my girlfriend Lauren and I started applying for many different jobs, starting all the way back in April and May, leading up to graduation. And so as we were originally looking in Monroe, Louisiana, super north. And so we applied to so many different jobs. Started in April, started applying to jobs. May came around, we graduated, still no jobs. Kept applying some more, looking in different places, still no jobs. June comes around, we're applying in different places, and we had a couple different job interviews, but still nothing that we felt that would provide us both with purpose. And so then July comes around. I'm serving on staff at camp, so trying to apply to different places in the midst of faithfully serving the kids during the week and not having the opportunity to really look and go deeper into things, but still nothing quite that gave us purpose that we realized. There's many different things, and so as I'm looking, a lot of different thoughts kept going through my head. Thoughts of, what did we hear right to leave Lake Charles? I'd been there for 5 years, gotten real comfortable, made a lot of connections. The city is great. But we decided to move and look for a different city to help push us to grow, to help try to push us into new season, into a new thing. And that's very scary, leaving behind the familiar, leaving behind the comfortable, leaving behind the security, and all those doubts started to creep in of, okay, so I think I'm trusting God. I feel as if this is what he called us to. Did we really hear him right? It's now August at this point, and should I just take matters into my own hands and just take the first job available? Should I just go back and, work retail for a little bit until something comes up? Should I try to look for something in Lake Charles to stay in Lake Charles? Should I try to look for something in my hometown of Houma? All the different things of security to try to, take it into my own hands and all of that. And so the beautiful thing that I learned through that, right, is that there's seasons. And can I just be real for a second? If you were like me and you had those same thoughts before, the same doubts, the same feelings, right? What I've had to come to realize is it doesn't make us any less bad of a Christian. It doesn't make us any less faithful. It doesn't make us any less than to anyone else. It just makes us human. All these doubts of different seasons, all these doubts of faith, all these doubts of, am I truly hearing what the Lord is telling me? That's a part of the process. It happens. In different seasons, we're going to hear different things. We're going to think that we're listening to God and we're following and trusting, and even whenever the season, the end, the tunnel doesn't look like it's anywhere around, right? it doesn't mean that we didn't hear God correctly in a season. It just might mean it's not the right timing, right? And so as we're getting into the fall weather, it feels so great to not be in the hot, endless cycle of summer that Louisiana brings, right? I mean, this is the first time throughout the year that I was able to actually wear this jacket and actually need to wear this jacket to go outside. And so, unfortunately, it was a storm. You know, it was the thunderstorms that ravaged Lake Charles yet again, just when we thought that we couldn't get any worse, right? And so that brought on this next amazing season, and it's tough in that season. It was tough in the jobless, unemployed season that I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experienced that as of late with the climate that we're in, right? That season, it's not easy. It's not it's very easy to get discouraged even. But I want to give you hope today. I want to give you hope that on the other side of the season, as the season changes, I want to give you hope that we serve the God who was and is to come, the God who is the same yesterday as he is today, and he will be tomorrow, and that he is a faithful God. He is a trustworthy God that we can trust and bring ourselves to and have faith even whenever it doesn't look like the fruit of the season that we're in is on the horizon. He is the God who has promised to give us a hope in a future, plans to prosper us, not to harm us. He is the God that through whatever season you're in, you know, if it's a bad season, that eventually there will be a good season and you will have grown in your faith. You will have realized deeper things. I had to go through that process of patience and of trust and the realization, right, that it says, you know, that even God feeds the birds. So why should we worry about his provision? So all of those things, like I said, I just want to give you so much encouragement that in this next season, whatever that may be, there is a better season. There is the cooler weather. There is all of the things in a life full of joy and excitement. And it's not easy in the time that we're in amongst the pandemic and the social climate and the job market and all of the things, even gas prices, right? Amongst all of the many things, that there will be a better season ahead of us. And so, I want to thank you so much for joining us for this week's midweek devotional, right? And I hope that it gave you some kind of encouragement and that you got to learn a little bit more about the journey that I've been on in the past couple of months. And that'll give you encouragement, right? That if you are in that season, that down season, if you want to call it that, right? That there will be a brighter future. And so thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of the week.